Taurus. Always excited to do your readings, Taurus, so let's just do it. Angels, ancestors, divine guides, spirit, the great power that holds up and creates worlds, the first source and center, the Akashic records, the great halls of wisdom. We ask for a message, a clear message, protected from distortion, disturbances, or interference, so that we may see clearly for our highest manifestation. In gratitude and great appreciation, Amen Ra. Alright. What is the current or the most important message? Ooh, nourishment. Okay, alright, love it. Oh, wow. Okay. Beautiful. I love it. Wow. Wow. Taurus. Wow. Okay, and outcome. What the heck? Yeah. Wow. Okay, so bottom of the deck, joyful action. It's time to joyfully take action in something, moving forward, starting something. This is such great energy. It's like such celebratory energy. And it reminds me of the wands, the page of wands, the queen of wands, the king of wands, the knight of wands. Joyful action. Maybe creating something new, something that you've learned along your way, but we're going to find out. First off, right off the bat is nourishment. Oh, wow. And as I said it, the Knight of Wands. I mean, the King of Wands. Wow. Yeah, it's time for you to accept your power, the King of Wands. Accept your power, move forward, and create something new. It's time for you to really create from a place of inspiration and passion and joy. Oh, who's this? Five of Swords. Interesting. Tell us about nourishment. So nourishment is the card of really just nourishing yourself, giving yourself what you need. Mind, body, spirit. You know, if you need some quiet time and some peace time, you need to go within and spend some time by yourself, then nourish yourself with that. If you need to change your diet and start eating foods that are better, that nourish you more and give you more vitality and strength and life force, then do that. If you need to start working out, if you need to create a project, whatever it is across the board, let it nourish you. Nourish yourself. And also, this is a card of being aware of your jealousies and being envious, because that just means that you're hungering for something and you're not nourishing yourself, you're not giving it to yourself. So when you see someone else's success or relationship or whatever, you see somebody else's success or blessing and it makes you feel a certain way, it's because you're not being nourished. You're not nourishing something within yourself. Yep, Ace of Wands. Yeah, that's that. Create. And there's a lot of creator force energy in the air right now. Create. This is like that divine spark, the Ace of Wands. This is that new beginning, divine spark. Time of magic, a time of illumination, a time of yeah, just creating something new, a creative project. Some of you really want to make some kind of magic or something. Like, we have 7 of Cups. Wow, 3 cards, which is water energy. So we have fire and water energy here, Taurus. And this is about trusting your intuition, making choices, and you know, there's all these cups here with all different kinds of things in them, like all kind of different kinds of nourishment. Like we got love and wisdom and sight and We got the sun and the moon. Looks like a crystal. And a flower. Like there's, what would nourish you? Which cup do you want to drink from? What cup would bring you nourishment? So you have to create something new that nourishes you and gives you what you want, or you have to figure out what it is. Because then we have the Ten of Pentacles, which is, here you are, Taurus. This is what you want. This is that thing. This is what you want to create. It's interesting because, you know, the tens, the decads, they represent a completion of something. The end of something. You take the zero away and now you have a beginning. You can create what you want if you're not happy. If there's something you're jealous about, or if there's something that you feel like you're missing or you're not getting enough of, now's the time to make it happen, to bring it into your world, to make you whole and complete. This is having it all. This is having what you want. This is Ten of Pentacles, your energy. This is you nourished, having the things that you need that make you feel abundant and rich and full, complete, whole. So some of you, there's something missing, but you have the power to manifest it. You have the power to change it, but you feel like there's something you're missing in your life or not nourishing. And some of you, again, it could just be working out. It could be eating better. It could be, you know, nourishing a creative itch. If you know, scratching a creative itch. If you catch my drift, you know, whatever it is, you have the power to create what will nourish you and make you whole. Beautiful. So advice from Spirit, which is what I love, is first you have release. Let go. Whatever it is that's holding you back, or whatever feelings that you have about somebody else, or release. Release it, right? Because we also have sovereignty, Queen of the Moon, the Queen of the Moon card, the face card of the deck. Sovereignty. This is you taking back your, let's read sovereignty, right? So we have release. I freely release what I no longer need. Why? Because you are going to bring in what you do need. So in order to bring in what you do need, you have to release what you don't. And maybe this is what, you know, is making you, some of you, who resonates with that, it's making you feel a certain way. And it happens to all of us. And sometimes it even catches you off guard. You're like, why am I feeling this way? You're feeling this way because there's something that you need, and you have to nourish yourself. You have to give yourself, and look, and I love that there's water. You know what I mean? Like what? Yeah. Beautiful. So release what you no longer need, so you can manifest what you do need, what's going to nourish you and make you feel whole and make you feel like you're not missing anything, so that you don't get jealous or envious of other people's success and blessings. Instead, be happy for them. I know it's hard sometimes, especially when we feel a certain way about ourselves, like, oh, I wish I would have done this and I should have done that too. No, this is your path. This is your story. So be happy for somebody else, but you have your own role to play in your own life. And allow others to inspire you. Allow others to say, wow, you know, they did that. What is it that I want to do? What is it that I want to create? What is my masterpiece? Because that's what it's really all about, Taurus. So really release what you no longer need. We're going to read the Queen of the Moon. 41. Okay. You have sovereignty over your own life. Act with grace and confidence. You have the ability to unite disparate people and views should you choose to do so. The buck stops with you. You are powerful, so act like it. I love that. You're powerful, so act like you're powerful. I reign over my own realm. Goddesses of the moon are one of the oldest kinds of feminine, divine, and this is for male or female. It's just the energy of the card. Goddesses of the moon are one of the oldest kinds of feminine, divine, and feature in mythologies from almost every corner of the globe. From Diana of ancient Rome and the Greek Artemis of the Semitic Astarte, and Hina from Polynesia. The link with the feminine divine and the lunar planet and cycles is a strong one. These goddesses in all their myriad of forms were extremely powerful and demonstrated to women that they naturally had power as well. So this might be speaking more to the female Tauruses, but it still applies to all the entire Taurus collective. We should strive to be powerful queens of our own domain. Women especially have been socialized to defer, to keep small, to be quiet, and to hold a very twisted kind of service that borders on servitude. While in many first world countries, women can choose to be what they wish to be on paper, women still experience inequality in most countries in areas such as wage disparity and an imbalance of the numbers of women in government or in high-level board positions. However, what has been accepted in the past is not what will be accepted in the future. A new queendom is coming. Okay, so let's just scratch out that part and just put, because I don't want it to just, I mean, specifically, that's a special message for the females, the feminines of the Taurus collective. But if we just skip past that, when we reign over our own lives, it is us that takes on the responsibility for our own change and decisions. The moon. Yeah, so Seven of Cups, Ace of Wands is change and Seven of Cups is decisions. Both of those. Ace of Wands is a new beginning, a new creation of something. The Moon Queen knows that we, just under the divine, are our own rulers, and as such, the buck stops here. Therefore, it is worth us investing in growing our own self-awareness, our own self-trust, self-care, and self-esteem in real and practical ways. We must, as any queen would, set firm boundaries to protect her queendom and those who are under our protection. This does not mean we become cruel rulers. We should always aim for benevolence, fairness, and a great love for all, as well as ourselves. It does mean we may have to push against those who do not respect our line in the sand. So yeah, this is about you. You reign over your own life. It is you that takes on the responsibility for your own change and decisions. So if there's something in your life that you're not feeling you're not getting enough of, it's up to you to create something new for yourself. But what I love about this is we also have surrender, and it's a 26 and a 27. Freely release what you no longer need, and then surrender. If you don't know, like the Ace of Wands is here, like sometimes we don't have all the answers, and when you don't have the surrender card for me is when you don't have the answer. Instead of fretting about it and worrying about it and letting it drain you, surrender it to the universe. Just say, and especially like when it comes up in your mind or, you're thinking about it too much or it's making you feel a certain way, just shift and say, you know what? I don't know what to do with it. I don't know. I don't know the answer. I don't know the way forward. But you know who knows? All those people that everybody that was included in the prayer, everybody that was included in the prayer, when we open this reading. Ancestors, angels, divine guides, and spirit. I surrender what I do not know. I surrender to you this situation, this problem, this question, because you have higher intelligence, you have higher sight, you have higher knowledge, higher wisdom, higher experience. So I release it to you for you to send me back. And then it also comes with trusting and allowing. Like, again, when they talked about self-trust is the base. And maybe some of you aren't moving forward and making decisions because you don't trust yourself. You don't believe in yourself or your power. And the sovereignty is here. So you do have power. You're taking it away from yourself. And the Ace of Wands is here too. You have power, Taurus. So that might be what's making you feel a certain way, is that you don't think you have the power to change, or you don't think change is possible. Whatever it is, it is. You just have to accept responsibility over it. And so, like, again, so surrender and allow and trust, because self-trust is the basis for all other trust in your relationships, and everything. So if you don't trust yourself, what kind of choices are you going to make, right? What are you going to create when you don't trust yourself? So this is about you stepping into your power, Taurus, and whatever it is, and it's okay. That's what the divine is for. That's what we're supposed to be doing. This is the whole reason why I do what I do, because we surrender it to the divine and have trust and patience that the divine will get back to you. I love it. You know what I mean? And that's one of the ways that you are powerful. You know what I mean? And the outcome is this assessing card. I am a little, yeah, so take joyful action. Move forward. You know what I mean? Like, it's time. Tell us, oh wow, right away, right off the bat. Wow. 3, Princess of Pentacles. It's time. It's time to explore a new part of yourself. Princess of Pentacles, it's time to, Princess of Wands. It's time to explore. It's time to be adventurous. It's time to, and you know, this is the Princess of Wands is such positive energy. It's time to learn something exciting and new about yourself. It's time to be passionate again. Excited. Just very lively, vivacious energy. It's just time for that. Y'all look, and the Knight of Wands is under that. And the Nine of Cups. Yeah, it's time for you to go after what you want. The Knight of Wands is action. These cards right here, this is action. This is taking action towards your dreams. That cup, look at all those cups that will nourish you, that will give you what you want, that will emotionally make you happy and give you contentment. But what's interesting is the assessing card came up with 3 of Pentacles. And damn near the same color energies, right? Your energy, Taurus. This is you growing and expanding. This is, you know, taking the past and the present and moving forward. Taking the good and the bad and creating something new. This is growth. This is expansion. This is taking 2 energies and synergizing them to create something new. 3 of Pentacles. This is expansion. Abundance. This is you learning a new skill, you learning something new about yourself, you creating something, you know. 3 of Pentacles is also a project, a collaboration, you know, a new business. This is beautiful. But we have this clarified assessing. And assessing is about taking your time, right? Taking your time, not making any rash decisions. Making sure, and Taurus, I feel like this is really you. From the Tauruses that I know in my life, you know, you see the hot air balloon, you see it's way up in there in space. She's got her, it's not, I don't know what you call those. It's not a telescope. It's a what? Fill in the blank, somebody. Put it in the comments. So what is it? No, but this is a slow moving energy of really taking your time, looking at things, moving and choosing with, that grace that they talked about, that, you know, this is the opposite of instant gratification. This is, I've looked at every angle, I've lifted every rock, I've looked around every corner, and you know what? I'm pretty confident. Yeah, this is that building of self-trust. Oh, wow. Yeah, this is you trusting yourself and your decisions. And because assessing, it wraps up saying, and it is a card of I enjoy moving and choosing, moving and choosing. And it has a high payoff when you take this approach, right? That's the energy of this card. Let's see if we can get, yeah. And there's a high payoff to that. And that's what I feel like that's one of your strengths, Taurus. Is that you guys kind of, you know, you like to make sure, I feel like you don't rush into anything. You really take your time, you know, check in with your intuition and your logic before you make a decision to move forward. Really beautiful. Dun 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 dun. Dun dun dun. Oh, we didn't even, I'm a silly butt. What do we need to know about advice from spirit for Taurus? Yeah. Wow, why are all these cards? Is this whole deck in reverse? Oh, the whole deck's in reverse. That's why. The card on the bottom of the deck is actually victory. upward trajectory, moving forward fearlessly. Card of Cancer. And Cancer season, it could be maybe even Cancer season for you. Oh, and the Sun, yeah. Yeah. I mean, this is hilarious. There's definitely something about moving forward, growing. We have the Two of Wands, fire energy. And this is for the advice from the release and the surrender. Yeah, so you can move forward. That's how you move forward. The path is open. The choice is yours. Choose to move forward. Choose to, to release and surrender and move forward. Such exciting planning. This is planning for the future, seeing a bigger picture. And then we also have the Six of Swords, which is also about moving. It's about being in a transition, trusting where you're led. The divine is trusting you. You're being guided. And it's nick of time energy as well. So there's this definitely, it's time to move forward. It's time to, it's interesting that you got the Ace and then you got the 2. Yeah. You have the magic. You have the power. The energy is lining up for you to choose to move forward. What you gonna do? All right. Let's get these last couple 2, 3 and we'll get out of here, Taurus. All right, Taurus. What is the last final outgoing message for Taurus? Test, repeat. Okay. Test, repeat. This is the energy. This is my little deck, my little own personal oracle deck for things that help me clarify. But test and repeat. There's a test here for you. And maybe it has to do with this 7 of Cups, right? Really maybe the accepting your power, surrendering, releasing. This is a test, and you may have already been through this test before. But the thing about tests, as someone who is slightly older, because I'm 48, I'll be 49 on the 6th of July. But life tests us, right? Life, we learn lessons. We think we pass the test. And it's kind of like when we learn something in school, we pass the test and then we just forget about it. But see, the thing about life is that test will come back. There will be a midterm. There will be a final exam. And it comes back in different phases, in different fate masks, in different ways, but it's the same test, and it's your intuition that'll tell you. You'll know. So just remember, you may be being retested right now, or this might be a test that you need to remember in the future. So that's why it's important to use your discernment, your intuition, and your judgment, and your power, and say, you know what? And it's absolutely the payoff for that. When you say, you know what, I learned this test before and I already know what to do. Because you could learn a test when you're 20 and it'll come back when you're 35. And then it'll come back again when you're 52. And then it'll come back again when you're 73. Like, it could be like that. The universe tests your knowledge and your power and what you remember. And if you can see it coming, and you can say, I've seen this test before. I know what this is. I know exactly what to do. I know exactly what skill I need to apply. Man, you don't even know. Yeah, divine timing. Hilarious. That's on the bottom. But that's a powerful tool. And there are powerful rewards for that. Because we all know, I know from my personal self, when I have failed a test in the past, that I have been pretty hard on myself. So it's devastating. It's especially when you're like, I already know this, I already learned this. Why did I make the same mistake twice? So that's what this is. Don't make the same mistake twice. Or don't have to learn the same lesson twice, because that creates like slowness in manifesting. Any hoot, not your intuition. Okay. This is an interesting card that I made, and it's like, because people sometimes don't believe in intuition. A lot of people are like, oh, I listened to my intuition and it jacked me all up. It didn't tell me what the right thing to do. Well, this card is telling you it wasn't your intuition. It was your ego. It was some negative voice. Desire is another one that's really dangerous, because our desires, that devil energy, our desires and our lusts are so powerful, especially our inner desire, our inner lust. They can get us to believe something that's not true because we desire something, so we want it to be true. We want it. So desire is like this voice that will tell you whatever you want to hear. It's just like when you break up with somebody in a relationship and then you're like, I saw all the red flags. I knew, I saw them over and over again, but I just, I told myself this, or I dismissed this. That's what desire does. So you have to learn, you have to build, and your intuition is like a muscle. The voice is like a muscle, and the more you work with it, the more you listen to it. And there's plenty of ways to, practice with your intuition. You build a relationship with it to the point where you know when it's your intuition, and you know when it's your shadow, or when it's, some other energy, the little, just like in the cartoons, the little angel is on one shoulder and the devil's on other. There's truth in that. Just like the divine can nudge you along with guidance and signs, and works through other people to bring you serendipity and joy and gratitude. You know what I mean? The opposite, as above, so below. The other energy works the same way. So you need to know when it's your intuition and when it's a voice from the past, your negative voice, your pessimism, somebody else's energy affecting you. So just know, something has been speaking to you and it hasn't been your intuition. And that might be, and see, that has a lot to do with the Seven of Cups. What a great reading, Taurus, as usual. My grandmother was a Taurus. May she fly in peace on the other side of the rainbow, because the caterpillar became a butterfly. But yeah, this is, and maybe that's why I resonate so much with your readings all the time, Taurus. But Seven of Cups, this is trusting your intuition, trusting yourself, and making the right choice. And so that might be part of this. That might be part of why, for those of you who are resonating with feeling jealous or envious, or like, why don't I have what? It's because you haven't accepted your power and created what you wanted. You haven't, you don't, and it's about listening to your intuition. What a powerful message. What a powerful message. I love it, Taurus. I always love your readings. Oh, we got 3. Yeah, shields up. This means you have to learn to protect yourself. You know what I mean? You have to protect yourself from energies, negative energies, like we were just talking about. Oh, wow. Hello. Everybody coming out. Maybe my grandmother's here. Hey, Grandma Ruth. I love you. Shields up. Learn how to, this card I made because sometimes this is telling you that you need to learn to protect yourself from other people's energy, from other people's words, from, those malevolent forces, from, the things that are harmful to us. Shields up, and shields up meaning, using magic to create a sphere, a wall, something around you that protects you. You can use it in your mind's eye. You can just say out loud, shields up, power and protection. I used to do that all the time. I lived in the city of Chicago for 17 years. I used to walk home from downtown Chicago at night all the way to North Avenue in Laramie, which is, let's just say, you go through some sketchy neighborhoods and it's the city too. Anything could happen. Never had nobody. Why? Because every time I began my journey, I would say power and protection. So shields up. Learn how to protect yourself from negative energy, from malevolent forces, because especially with this up in here, Taurus, something is using your intuition against you. But it's funny because all these other cards came out. I only wanted to do 3, but you tripping. I'm just saying. That might be a special message out there. And it's, actually, it might be about this jealousy or this feeling. You tripping. I'm just saying, because you powerful. You tripping. Stop it. Stop tripping. And then we also had ancestor contact. Whoa. Okay, so just know we have 4 full moons in a row. May, June, July, August, supermoons, lots of geomagnetic storms, solar flares coming to Earth, so extra photons of light with the moon that reflects light and is also super close to the Earth. What? This is a great time for ancestors to come through because the moon is emotional, intuitive, dream energy. All three of those. So this is a time when it's very easy for your ancestors to come through and leave you messages in your dreams. And nonverbal communication in a dream is more, I mean, there can be other ways to just, if your ancestor or somebody, a loved one that has passed away appears in your dream and no words are exchanged, that's a visitation. And if there is communication, if it's nonverbal, meaning it's telepathic or you just understand, but no words are exchanged, or there's maybe they point to something, that's a visitation. But pay attention to songs, scents, coincidences. The ancestors and the divine show up in our life all the time. All of it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I said all of it. All the time. But we have to see, it's sometimes it can be very subtle, and sometimes we dismiss it or we don't believe. That's why you should trust your intuition, right? But just pay attention. All right, Taurus, as always, beautiful, beautiful reading. Trust yourself. Give yourself that love and nourishment that you are looking for. Feed yourself, hydrate yourself, exercise, feed your creative spark, build self-trust, build a relationship with your intuition, and knowing your intuition, being in tune with your intuition is very important for this, right? So I'm